Alright, let's find a place where we can actually talk rather than hear clanging or whatever it's called in English. So, I have done some leveling. Currently I'm 86 on Astrologian. Thankfully Sinon is a tank and the queues were amazing thanks to her. What's more, while she didn't want to queue for the front line, I got an insta queue for some reason. I think I filled for someone quitting, and that's like 3/5 of a level, even at this level. And what's more, we still have our Wondrous Tales, which I have to remember to turn in today, but perhaps after some roulettes. Let's say if we get a level we can turn it in. Alright, what else? I did some mining. Currently 83 miner and 84 botanist, and some fishing with 82 fisher. I'm trying to convince myself to level the goldsmith, but this can wait, let's say. And yeah, I'm kinda digging how much money I made so far. It was around 1 million, maybe a bit less. But it was mostly materials that I grinded or farmed in the previous expansion and didn't use. So yeah, I think it's time to push the MSQ further, because I really want to get to the first dungeon and see the third zone. Especially since the leaves for the 84 to 86 bracket for gatherers are in that zone. And if you were wondering, teleporting from here to where is it? Yedilmad is 1.5 or almost 6k gil, so it's so much better to talk to this woman and teleport. And what's more, you don't get the sickness anymore, so that's a plus. I did all the what it's called, side quests in Tavnir just a few moments ago. Even continued the other current one without reading much, really. I don't know if I care to. And I'm not sure if I told you already, but I have unlocked faster mode speed in Tavnir by doing 6 fates and buying the riding map from this person. I almost said guy. So, let's teleport here and see what's gonna happen. Wait, not here. The funniest thing is that this looks like a castle, like a palace. But this is an alchemist workshop. Which already makes me like this settlement, let's call it. Hardly a city. There's one thing I think I can try, which is reading for the first 30 minutes up to an hour. Well, it's good. I'm gonna scale it with how I feel, but 30 minutes up to an hour of reading and then letting my voice relax and see how I feel. Because even this way of not reading and playing with commentary is kinda taxing for my voice. I don't use it that much at work, I don't use it that much in personal life, yet at least. So I do hope I can train it. Let's see. Okay. I hope you didn't have trouble finding this place or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. I give you the fruit of our sweat, tears and many a sleepless night, the drunken Deepa. A what? A Deepa is a lantern presented to the gods as an offering. Taking inspiration from the tradition, we created this device to test the talisman's efficacy. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of ether. I guess that's how you read it? In Li, or Liu, whatever, of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe ether sickness. For your test, you will be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing's protective capability. Please begin whenever you're ready. I shall be observing from a safe distance. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Repeat, commencing etheric exposure testing. Retreat to a safe distance if you are not at the subject. Follow the drunken Deepa's lead and try not to fall behind. I thought it's gonna glide or something. Not pull the wizard's apprentice on us. Readying ether, please stand back. Are you gonna be okay? Stand back. You are struck by a powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. Subject has no irrepressible urge to empty their stomach? Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. Same text as before. That was clearly to show me the view. The blessing of light appears to be keeping you safe from harm. Oops. Oh no, I skipped it. You are struck by the strongest blast of either yet, but survive completely unscathed. Etheric exposure testing concluded. Please collect and deliver me to the supervising alchemist. Congratulations on retaining your composure and your humors. I don't know. Ah, you've returned, and not on your knees. A promising sign, but come, let me take the Deepa off your hands. Thank you, I shall replenish its ether for when we test the talisman. So, no dizziness or nausea or anything of the sort. You're feeling perfectly fine? Then the strength of your blessing is beyond doubt. There is no risk that the tower will corrupt your ether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. And by the way, Sinon got to level 90 today, which is kinda amazing. I mean, I probably could do it too, but I'm focusing on other stuff, namely streaming and some gathering. You are a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand? You see, our talisman requires the use of a special ink, but we have exhausted our stores of a key ingredient for it, spirit weed. The herb grows not far from here, and I would like to go and harvest some. With the recent spate of kidnappings, however, we, Arcasadora, travel alone at our peril. Will you not come with me as my escort? I will compensate you for your troubles, of course. I mean your debt. Without further ado, let us head to Kajaya's footsteps. It is situated on the road which runs east of the Great Work. this little mistake because I learned only today that if you want to place a marker using a controller, you press L2 and R2 at the same time while using the map. But at the same time, well, not at the same time, but it also dismounts you, which can be great because, let me check. Oh, that's great, because if you use what I was previously using, which is... wait, what was it? Ah, yeah. L3 to dismount, and you have something focused, as in targeted, then you go into this mode of camera, which I might want to use at some point. Start using. But notice that it's not the case with L2 and R2. I may simply be imagining it, but I feel as though we're being followed. Look out, Nika. Nika. Gods, but that gave me a fright. To think that the moment I ventured outside the safety of the work. Thank the sisters I asked you to come with me. You're alright, I hope. Good, good. Let's continue on then. It isn't far now. Just through these pillars and up the rise. So it's gonna be that little temple or theater thing? And here we are, Kajaya's footsteps. Kajaya was a great dancer, and those who follow in her, well, you know, they come to this place to train and dedicate their dance to their ancestors. So a dance platform. A happy benefit of this is that spirit wheat grows here in abundance. I will set about harvesting at once, if you would be so good as to stand guard. The kidnappers aren't like to return soon, but better safe than sorry.
Yes, that would be Radzad Khan. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing.
What can you tell me about... What can you tell me of the satrap?
Well, he is the most important person in Radzad Khan. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra.
Arkasotra?
When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hyur from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people. But when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radzad Khan to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
Okay.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name?
I don't recall.
Oh, something. Owen? Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned, for we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
Yeah, the problem is that this guy doesn't live up to the legacy of Emmet Selk. I have enough spirit weed to last us a good while. Thank you for keeping watch. Let us head back to the Great Work, shall we? I feel like it's gonna be only 30 minutes of me reading, because I kind of feel my voice crackling a bit already, and I still have to, well, want to comment on my own. Nika, my thanks again for your assistance. With your help, we're that little bit closer to completing our talisman. This is sorry, this isn't much, but please accept it as a token of my gratitude. And we have not only side quests, but also one for the Ether Current. But we can do that later. If you will excuse me, I shall return to my work on the talisman. Are you both back? Excellent. I have a message for you, Mistress Nidana. It would seem the stores of Giant Skull are running low. What? But when last I looked, there was still plenty. I suspect that was before Urianger told everyone about their tempering cure, and Estinian shared his knowledge of dragons. Your peers have since been inspired to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. I see. Well, if it leads to new possibilities, then far be it from me to complain. But we will need to replenish our stores. I should be happy to tend to this if you like. As much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I can't in good conscience send you out there alone while kidnappers are at large. Nika, loath though I am to press another task on you so soon, might I ask you to fetch the giant skull? In case you're not familiar, Giant Skull is a type of ore found on the island. Owing to its hardness and ethereal conductivity, it has applications in many disciplines. Alchemy not least of all. The quarry where it is found, aptly named the Giant Skull Grounds, isn't far away, so it shouldn't take much of your time. May we impose on you once more? Thank you. Upon arriving at the grounds, please seek out a man named Zainua. He will furnish you with the ore. At the very least, permit me to accompany you. It so happens I have an errand of my own that will take me to the outpost nearby. May we borrow a pair of hamsa, Mistress Nidana? By all means, we'll try to be patient with them. Those that survived are still in training. I will bring the hamsa to the entrance. Meet me there when you are ready. Okay, and that's gonna be it for my reading for now. We could grab the quest. Not this one. Oh, so it's below. Okay. And I mean reading loud, not silently. Nice. Sold some stuff. Are you serious? We're gonna ride on Dodos? Eurasian contingent? Is that a different word for continent or something like a military group? That weapon. Okay, check this weapon out. Looks like something royalty would use for rituals rather than something for battle. Hey, Rosa is here. Hey, hey, enjoying the expansion? Okay, she is. Oh. Though the Hamsa appears to want to return home, it reluctantly offers you its bag. Should you become separated from your steed, speak with Radiant Beastkeeper at the Hamsa hatchery to mount it again. Psst. Okay, I think my mount is faster. Wait, what? Oh, I can't. Okay, road east. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. Ah, okay, I see it. I think the marker on the minimap was hidden under the leaf quest marker. No sooner do you arrive at your destination than the Hamsa dashes off. Funniest thing is that it's still level 80. I could swap to Gunbreaker to get more exp, but I think I'm gonna grab what I can on Astrologian. I could do this since I'm here. But I'm not sure if it's entertaining enough. Might as well do it later. To be fair, might as well unlock flying and then do it. Okay, where should I? To be fair, this story seems to be like a light start so far. Especially at the moment. Am I gonna meet someone?
I see our taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well. You have to hand it to these alchemists. They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed.
And here are the big boys.
I've never been one for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
The peoples of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavner, children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness, were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we? They who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and its worth.
don't get... What's the word? Don't get too much into pathos.
Poetic and ominous to a fault. That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you'd think. Fandaniel wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea. And yet, when spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts?
Boring. Well, okay, not for everyone, most likely, but...
There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope. No words of comfort can reach you. And it's all you can do to grit your teeth and choke back the bile.
To be fair, it might be a great topic for people. For some people, for many people, I don't know.
The more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear.
I don't know if I agree with this statement.
Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
It's kinda fair.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
I wouldn't use the word pray, but... yeah. Oh, meow meow. I don't know if you recently wrote it or a few minutes ago, but hey.
As will I. Besides, our chances are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that.
So I read that you're gonna rest?
What is it? What did you see?
I think I missed it.
Fandaniel,
Yeah.
are you sure? If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
Have a good rest, Zenia, then. I hope you're gonna feel a lot better after your rest.
It holds. The vessel holds.
And
This is the one.
and thank you.
At long last! Look! We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments! We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, your soul should be completely shielded from corruptive ether.
Afforded such protection, any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
I thank you for your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field. It is for the next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place. To accompany me to the Tower of Zot.
Oh, so we're gonna be the first subject of the experiment. Rather noble, considering that it guarantees that it works, or you bear the consequences yourself.
Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Oh, oh, you needn't ask. Oh, come on.
Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Nidana, are you certain you wish to do this?
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example.
They ask if she wants to do this, but I don't hear anyone of them volunteering.
But should I fail to return, then learn what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away. Assuming Fandaniel is lurking about, there's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us, or you. Be on your guard.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore. I'll see you there.
I could grab this first to have it done, because while I am okay with doing the continuation of those quests off camera, I think I would like to have the first part on camera. Taking into consideration the Great Serpent of Ronka questline, and again taking it into consideration, I might be doing a bit of a mistake not reading and oh, hello. Not reading and sorry, lost my train of thought. Not reading and catching on camera the rest of them, of those quests, as in the continuations, but still, I don't think I care. So let's focus on what I deem important. Some of the paint is worn off, it could use a fresh coat. The cloth wavers exquisitely in the wind, no problems here. There is a small hole in the floor that can't be good. Oh yeah, didn't dancers originate from here? By the way, I hope that they're going to change some stuff about the way this expansion works, as in, if they do precisely the same stuff about unlocking the zones as in the previous one, I think it's not gonna be as entertaining as it should. Okay, let's see. Wait. Okay, so we lack only Middle and Asia. All here, all here, all here. How do I even unlock those? All here. Again, I don't know how to unlock those. Perhaps no. Not with fates. Tavnir and Garenald. Okay, we have those. Labyrinthus we know how to do. Bosgian Southern Front. I was probably working on it, but got bored. I was going to check those. Oh, that's identical, almost. Okay, is it me or the quests don't show up? Or is it not as identical as I think? Probably the latter. And again, I could get distracted and do a leaf quest, but this can totally wait. And while I could say that it's for your sake, I'm also interested in what's gonna happen next. So far the story seems a bit easy, as in almost laid back. But I hope that it's gonna pick up the pace in just a moment. And by the way, I keep seeing Rosa around. I think we're on the same stage of the questline. I just don't know if she unlocked Labyrinthos first or is doing this area first.
We should soon cross the threshold of the tower's influence. Any moment now. It's working!
In before it stops.
And you are still yourself? Then I'd like to see how it fares closer to the tower if we could.
Someone's being risky. Is that an eye at the right or just a gate?
So far, so good. The scale's protection appears to be holding. If we can just make it to the tower's entrance.
A tragedy in 3, 2, 1.
A few more steps. Praise be to sisters, we made it! And the scale has proven itself to be everything we hoped it would be.
Okay, so my bet is that the door will open. Beside that, someone's gonna probably grab her, pull her in. I don't know if they're gonna steal the talisman or not, but we're probably going to venture in to rescue her. Let's see.
Now we can focus on production. Once we've equipped and returned with an entire survey team, this menace will soon give up its secrets.
And the problem is that I'm standing a bit too far back and she's turning her back on the tower. And I'm... Yeah, told you. Called it. And yeah, as far as I've seen, this might be the first dungeon. Xenia, you are aware that you're getting some huge spoilers,
Let me
right?
go! Let me go!
Oh, do calm down. You'll only hurt yourself thrashing about like that.
See you in a bit, sweetie.
Stop! Oh, you can't do this! Please!
A little late for heroics, I'm afraid.
Watch me.
The similarities are striking. My! Such hostility! Never before has my artistry so displeased. My patrons of old would have positively squealed in delight, though, between you and me, I find gushing praise exhausting.
Patrons of old?
Allow me to tell you a story. Surely you've yet to hear the one about Van Daniel, the sundered Asian.
I don't know what sundered means, but what I know is that this moment, this situation seems a bit like a poor mockery of what Emmet did.
I inherited the position and the soul of the Van Daniel who sat on the convocation in the time of the final days, theoretically speaking. Practically speaking, that fact is of no consequence. I was born and lived as, well, me. Eventually, I was recruited into the Ascians and imbued with the former Fandaniel's knowledge and memories, but I never felt that they were truly a part of who I am.
Fair.
How to explain? Perhaps if I told you who I was before my Ascian embrace, although that chapter too is a past I've long since discarded.
By all means. Well, maybe not all, but...
I have it on good authority you've poked your nose into an Allegan ruin or two. Yes?
Seriously?
Then I expect you've heard of me. The old me.
Okay, here we go. Some revelations. Or reveals.
At your service.
Who was that?
Imagine a nation of unbridled prosperity. Every need met, day after day of unbroken, unshakable peace. Existence fulfilled.
Someone got bored?
And ripe for decay.
How edgy.
You are a genius without peer, Amon. However do you conceive of such delightful experiments? That fool was beside himself with panic when he awoke with the head of a bull. Even his cries for help emerged as so much guttural lowing.
What the fuck?
Oh, the memory of it. My poor sides. My friends and I were so consumed by laughter we struggled to breathe.
The fuck is wrong with you?
No more than entertainment for bored wastrels ignorant of its worth. My all-consuming work. But it was not their only indulgence. For they were ever hungry for stimulation. Slaves to the slightest hint that amusement was afoot. Our nation was ailing, but I would see the poison purged. I resurrected a legend, our first and greatest emperor.
Oh, this Amon.
And just as I had planned, he set our wayward empire back on the path of conquest. An inexhaustible ambition carried us onwards, always onwards. Yet, he who delivered to us such glory was not to be satisfied.
Okay, then I don't...
Heed me, Amon.
Then I don't know... Did we fight some kind of a shade in Crystal Tower?
No matter how vast one's empire, or full one's treasure vault, all is rendered meaningless by death.
True.
In the end, all is lost.
Debatable.
You know as well as I that the Emperor stands to lose this war. And so I have come to claim you.
Well, hello there.
For while your methods leave something to be desired, we cannot deny the results of your work. And as fortune would have it, the seat of Fandaniel, your rightful seat, lies vacant and waiting.
Take your place amongst your peers, rather than die a pointless death amidst the ashes of your doomed nation. Send one of your clones to the Crystal Tower that you might see for yourself. See what lies ahead.
So that's explained.
The fall of the Empire affirmed the truth. Majestic and tragic, as the Emperor foresaw. Scheme as you like, build as you will, nothing endures. What is life but a brief jaunt ending in emptiness?
I like the change in voice. It's like he's becoming less of a jester and more of a person.
So easily distracted. Why, I almost left without saying farewell. As for your friend, you needn't worry. These pawns are far more useful to me alive as fuel for the primals. If you attempt to pull them free, they will die. So, enjoy tackling that conundrum with your comrades. We shall meet again! Not in one of these minor spires, oh no, but somewhere more suitably grandiose. Your favorite playmate is ever so eager to see.
And I'm not eager to see him. Can we just fight him one more time and be done with it? And please, for the love of Satan, don't make talking about what happened here too long. Okay, so we kinda got our death from the second or first zone, but certainly wasn't as gut-wrenching as the previous one. And I apologize if you hear an occasional burp, but I'm still getting used to streaming. Okay, so are we getting the keys to the city? Fuck yeah. Practically skipped. Okay, I kinda love this notion that that's how they're gonna help by making more scales or talismans. Okay, to the city we go. Finally. I don't remember if we had a leaf quest giver in... what was it called? Ilmar. No, no. Let me see the... Okay, so that's just trader. So this method of traveling seems to be a lot more relaxing. I don't even have to think much about the enemies, only about keeping some distance. What's a bit concerning is that we're still at level 80 quests. And I'm what? 86. Okay, so no sightseeing for the moment. we're probably getting an Emmett Selk narration bit.
A vast rock squats upon Thavnair, and to its stony surface clings the city of Rods at Han. Ye who enter here are subject to the scrutiny of gods, the gate's most watchful eye. The orb which beholdeth the truth of all things. Pass beneath its hot and piercing gaze, bearing down like a second midday sun.
I think he's kinda telling that he's using local myths to talk.
The fragrant haze, a mixture of sweet incense and acrid smoke. The cries of merchants mingled here with lively melodies accented by dancers' feet. Travelers seduced by vivid sound and colors were once swallowed up by patchwork streets.
Oh.
But no such scenes to savor now. To what somber present does that divine eye bear witness?
I love the colors of this city. Imagine actually building such a thing.
Here we are. Megaduta.
Mega Duta? Something like a Super Duta, but bigger or something? Anyway, I like that that dancer that was shown just a moment ago was wearing the Tavnarian set, I think, if I'm getting the names correctly. To be fair, it was one of the first glamour sets I pursued in this game, as most likely a lot of people do. Kinda why I'm not using it anymore. I want to be special.
It seems a shame to bring you here directly. Under normal circumstances, it would have been my pleasure to show you the sights.
And yes, that was just a joke. Well, in a way, never mind.
And it would have been our pleasure to see them. Alas, it seems our tour of the city will have to wait.
I'm afraid so. Come, we should head inside. Your Excellency, may I present our honored visitors?
Ah, splendid. Most splendid. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ahawan, satrap of Radzatan.
Cool.
Our alchemists tell me your assistance was invaluable in the creation of the warding scale.
Yep.
Such deeds ought to be recognized in person. Thus did I have young Varshan convey you here forthwith. On behalf of my people, may I express to you our sincere gratitude.
Sure. But Nidana, she was taken. Oh.
A regrettable incident indeed. Her colleagues insist that we honor her wishes and trust in the talisman, that it will be instrumental in saving Nidana and the others. I am eager to hear your opinion on the matter, so let us not stand on ceremony. Come, sit.
I think not.
Ooh.
This charade has gone on long enough. Show yourself.
Forgive me, but were you expecting musicians, perhaps? There are no performers waiting in the wings at present, but arrangements could be made if you'd prefer.
Nay, he hath the right of it. The time for artifice is past. Raise the curtain.
As you wish.
You travel as assistants to the students of Valdesian, but you are known to me. Even here have we heard of the scions of the Seventh Dawn. I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode.
I don't understand why Urianger was so surprised.
Vritra, of the first brood, sibling to Hraesvelge and Nidhogg.
Aye, mine elder brothers, of Midgardsormr's spawn, I was last to hatch.
Well, isn't this a surprise?
No?
We were told Radzat Khan had an alliance with a dragon. Not that a great worm sat in the satrap's own hall.
A necessary subterfuge, as the true tale of our nation history illustrates most effectively. In the beginning, the rock upon which our city is built was home to Vitra, and Vitra alone. In time, the ancestors of the Matanga came to the island and established a foothold. But never did they dare disturb the worm's lair. Next to arrive with the Aura, adopting the example of their Akasodra allies, they too treated Vitra with reverence and respect. And for many years, an understanding between our forefathers and the Great Worm endured.
Okay, as unsurprised as I am, I think this is a neat moment in the story.
Until marauding heroes from the mainland came, threatening to shatter our peace and tranquility. When it seemed all would be drowned in blood, Vitra himself came forth and quelled the rising conflict. A peaceful accord was reached, and oaths sworn in Vitra's name. Thus began the dragon's governance of the fledgling state, which was to grow into Radzat Khan.
What's going on with this music?
But if Vritra is still here, then your position as satrap is just...
A charade, yes. And one which my family has performed faithfully for generations.
Many envy the great worms their power. Were it known that I ruled here, then the fires of war would burn without end.
Consider Ishgard.
I would not be the flame which consumeth my people. Those few who joined me in laying our country's foundations were a force sworn to secrecy.
Cool shot.
Your eye. It was taken.
"'Tis here, buried within the semblance of flesh. The body before thee is but a simulacrum, constructed by the finest artisans of Razatan. With mine eye nestled within, it doth serve as an inconspicuous vessel for my will."
Just a bit of what the fuck.
That would explain why I felt the presence of a dragon upon our first meeting.
I am woven with words fashioned to deceive such arcane senses. Though 'twas short-lived, it seemeth thy fusion with my brother hath left thee much altered, Estinian warm blood. From the very first, we sensed the nature of one another, yet did neither one of us bare his fangs. That is all I need know of thee for now.
That's kinda amazing.
With my secret thus revealed, I have for you a proposal. Not as a worm of the first brood, but as the ruler of Razatan. With all haste must we take in hand the finished talismans and breach this foul spire. Thence, should it lay within our power, dispel its wicked influence. Yet even with the assurance of the warding scales, the narrow confines of the tower doth limit the size of our force.
And thus denied strength in numbers, thou must choose thy soldiers with care.
Just so. Yet though our radiant host is formidable, I see a surer path before me. Thou and thy comrades have contended with a multitude of primal beings. Most recently, thou didst cast down false gods in Pagalthan and Cartanau, I am told. 'Tis upon that strength I would call. The Scions have proven themselves the most capable, and I ask that you serve as the tip of our spear. Talismans would, of course, be provided for each of thy companions. And should you agree to this undertaking, more will be provided to make use of as you see fit.
There's no denying it's a dangerous proposition, but the rewards may far outweigh the risk. Just think of what we might accomplish if we could equip all our allies with warding scales. I worry, however, that even the four of us may be too few for what you have in mind. Might we regroup with our friends first to discuss the matter?
'Tis no trifling task that I have laid before you. Go. Steel your hearts and hone your plans. Such time as you require shall be spent in crafting your protective charms.
It seems a quick trip back to Sharlayan is in order.
Wilt thou not lend thine aid?
Whether your request be made as a great worm or the ruler of Razatan, I see no reason to refuse, nor will I.
Okay, that's... this interaction feels so good. Oh, and if you haven't already done so, be sure to attune to the Etherite here before departing, unless of course you enjoy violent nausea. What I would enjoy is attuning to the Etherite in the city. Okay, what's this? A light tower? Or what's it called? Okay, give me a dungeon, please. And I wonder if I should do it the other way on the alt, but I don't know if I'm gonna see the intricacies of choosing the other order. So, if any of you know how it differs if you choose Tavernier first and finish it first, then I would love to hear it or read it. Level 81 in the dark of the tower. Cutscene, please.
Your time in Thavner has certainly been eventful. In my opinion, carrying out Vitra's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
I agree. While I still have questions concerning the Forum and their grand undertaking, we have all but exhausted our avenues of investigation. Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection by way of a letter to Master Matoya, then make our way to Thavner.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower? According to Orenvold and Fodola's report, they were unable to free the Emolja. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Ifrit.
What does it tell us that the Spires even have such defenses? Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal, thus the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders will be met with overwhelming force.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I surmise. A spire thus conjured must needs be maintained, and I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within. Destroy the core, and the tower ceaseth to be, thus liberating the captives without harm.
Far-reaching hypothesis. That's one thing. The other thing is that I'm having Star Wars flashbacks about destroying the Death Star.
So we can hope. And I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
Assuming Ishtola's reasoning is correct, the chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none. Any primals will have to be dealt with, and defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
May we not then divide our forces? Those proficient in healing will focus on sustaining the captives. That duty can be covered by Urianger, Kryl, Jostola, and myself. The remaining Scions will proceed with the search for the core. Admittedly, this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Arcosodra by a considerable margin.
Are you sure Elfina is in the right group? Or, what of Alize? She knows a healing spell or two. Aren't you forgetting someone? Let's go with this third one.
Of course not. As our most talented healer, we need you leading the van, fighting primals on the front lines.
He called me a healer.
It seems we have a plan. All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Rads at Han of our movements, so let us make our preparations and regroup near the tower.
The military post in what's left of the Hamsa hatchery should serve as a convenient staging point.
That sounds perfect. And remember, the experimental aetherite at the confluence is there for those who need it, so there's no excuse for being late.
That was kinda a cool shot. me take a sip of something. Oh, snow. Like I'm not getting plenty. Okay, come on. Like I'm not getting plenty of it outside in real life. Wait, was it here or? I kinda like that we have this connection to Tavnir, because that means my choice of home point is so much more profitable, let's call it. Lets me save a lot of money. Oh, hey, Mila. Okay, since I'm here... Oh, I didn't grab that. I think this new system is great. Without high quality materials from gathering. And yet having high quality materials and, well, high quality mid-tier materials, let's call them, and high quality products is great also, in my not so humble opinion. And finally the first dungeon, situated very similarly or even the same way as in the previous expansion. Okay, I think we might be getting some technical issues. Okay, I think I'm gonna restart the stream because there's something wrong with it and I'm not sure how exactly to deal with it.